All right, welcome to West Washington Claude C. Combs Field for today's action between the West Washington Senators and the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Trinity Lutheran Cougars. To start the game for the Senators, you're going to have number 99 pitching, Tate Timberlake. He has started 3 games, and I believe he has 2 victories under his belt at this point. Shown some real flashes of stellar pitching. And then with some mixed-in inconsistency, but so far, so good on his record on the year and his ability to throw strikes, and he's got several strikeouts on the year as well. So we're excited to see him in action. Our first home contest, our first home baseball game of the season. So we're excited to get things going here at West Washington. And coming up in the batting order for Trinity Lutheran, we have obviously the start of the lineup, Andrew Bell, followed by Nathan Volker. Now batting for Trinity Lutheran, number 12, Andrew Bell. So we're underway here. The first pitch. Tate Timberlake pitching from a windup outside for ball 1. Last year, Trinity Lutheran, I believe, was a pretty senior-laden team. They returned some players from last year's roster, but they are definitely got some new faces in there as well. Second pitch on its way, strike, just on the inside corner of the plate. The first leadoff hitter is important. Usually you got a patient batter up there with a good on-base percentage. He's not going to make a pitcher go deep into his lineup. Another ball for Tate, just off the outside corner.
Yeah, he'll just finally get that consistency. Found it on the second pitch, but if he can find that groove, Tate can be pretty overpowering pitcher.
He's got good speed. He keeps the ball low in the strike zone. Delivers a strike there. Evens the count at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Strike, swung on, fouled off. That's what you really want to see out of your leadoff hitter. Sometimes you just get the bat on the ball to stay alive, get yourself another opportunity, another pitch.
Absolutely. The longer you can take a pitcher deeper into the count, the more pitches he throws, the better it is for you as a team hitting.
Well, I mentioned on another broadcast, Tate does seem to feel very comfortable pitching from a windup. That pitch was a ball just outside. Hard to hold off on a pitch like that with 2 strikes, but it does make the count full for the leadoff batter for the Cougars. Comes the full count pitch. Strike.
There you go. That's
Goes
huge
down
for
swinging.
Just was going to say that's huge for a pitcher's confidence early to get that first one down. Leadoff guy you count on for a hit.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 3, Nathan Volker. Got a new batter at the plate, going from a left-handed batter to a right-handed batter here. Nice looking first pitch.
Maybe just a little bit low there.
Yeah.
I believe I thought it might have been a little low.
Tate does do a good job of keeping the balls low in the strike zone. Makes them difficult to get good, solid hits. That pitch breaking out over the plate. It's going to be called strike, but he gets the bat on it, fouls it out of play. Makes the count 1-1. Definitely nice to be home for a baseball game. Been on the road the first 3. That ball had some nice movement on it. Looked like it was coming right for the batter. Broke over the plate for a called strike 2.
Absolutely gorgeous night here at Claude C. Combs Field.
Ball hit to the gap, fielded cleanly by Mason Cox at shortstop. Gets it over in time. Nice stretch by Lane Hofler for the second out of the inning.
Awesome play there to backhand that, get that stopped, and get it
Now
over to the first base.
Number 16, Sage Broughton. Yeah, the other thing you like to see is, you got that nice play, clean field from the shortstop, but everybody's moving. Your catcher's backing up to throw. Your left fielder's shifting over, doing things right. These guys Still young, but had a lot of experience. All these guys returned from last year's squad. First pitch to the third batter outside. I also like sitting up here in the press box. Although those away games, I was sitting on the field, out in right field, or really nowhere near the plate. It's a whole different vantage point up here. Second pitch swung on, fouled. Staying in play, but well foul down the left field line. Left field fence, I suppose. Right field fence. Tate delivers another breaking ball that breaks right in over the corner of the inside corner of the plate for called strike 2, making the count 1-2 with 2 outs. And he sets him down with a high heat.
He's got it going early today. Got it going early.
We want to try to hit a commercial between breaks here.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take it to the commercial.
After 2 years of study and research, the Washington County Community Foundation launched its first proactive initiative, Youth First, in 2007. Their goal was to create a positive environment within the county where youth are valued, their needs come first, and investments are made in their well-being. In 2011, Youth First merged with the YMCA to best serve youth through their common commitments to youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. This merger allowed for further utilization of Youth First missions and the possibility to grow development assets in our community more initially.
Ready?
Is your ride not as reliable as it used to be? Eddie Gilstraps is the place to go. With 80 years in the auto industry, we know how to get things done. At Eddie Gilstrap Motors, we have an unbeaten level of commitment to buyers. Unmatched customer service, a wide array of new and used inventory, and various financing options are just a few of the ways in which we serve our customers. Give us a call at 877-227-9421. That's 877-227-9421, or just visit our website.
Is the commercial over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're back.
I don't think we're on, though.
The screen.
Oh.
I think he's after the commercial, it comes back automatically. So we're here for some warm-up pitches. Tate had a great first inning. Hopefully build upon that. You'd like to see with him hitting that triple with no outs, being able to drive him in, but we did strand him to finish the inning, but he helped himself out with his own RBI. Now batting for Trinity Lutheran, the right fielder, number 32, Evan Hunt. Check swing by the Cougar batter. Called strike for strike one. Tate does a good job here. He's working the corners, making the baseball hard to hit. You don't want to just throw BP up there. Nice looking speed pitch there. Fastball on the inside portion of the plate for called strike two. Ahead of the count with an 0-2 count. Ball hit. Slow chopper to first base. Fielded cleanly and easily by Lane Hofler at first. He touches the bag for the first out of the inning, and we throw the ball around the horn.
Those are always nice. I know that sometimes those plays look like just simple ones, or a pop-up to the outfield looks like a simple play. It's nice to have the routine plays. Great teams make the routine plays.
Now batting for the Cougars, Cowan Gross. Trinity's pitcher's up to plate now. Wanted to help out his own cause. Notice he's crowding the place quite a bit. Looks like his toes are right on the inside of that batter's box. Timberlake asks for a new ball. It might have been a little waterlogged from the couple of hits we had there, especially the one down the first base line. The rain has played a little bit of havoc on our field, but
yeah, Southern Indiana never ceases to surprise you with the weather.
Ball high and inside.
A little bit of a message there by 99 maybe to back off that plate just a little bit.
Counts even at 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Nice looking pitch. Hard hit ground ball to third base. Fielded. Long stretch by the previously mentioned length of Lane Hofler at first base for the second out of the inning. Now batting for the Cougars, number 5, Peyton Pollard. The Cougars have a lefty of their own at the plate here. Tate is really pitching well and pitching with a pace. Ball hit to right field.
Nice.
Nance stumbles a little bit out there in the field, able to gather himself and get under it for the third out of the inning.
Yeah, it's nice to see some routine plays there from third and from outfield. It was a little mixture of great pitching and defense having his back. You know, got to have a little bit of both to continue to put pressure on the Cougars. Go ahead and take it to commercial break as we switch from defense though.
Here at WWSR, we have all the hits from the 80s to today, while also rocking out with some of the classics. There are also exclusive interviews with some of the West Washington's head coaches during their seasons, breaking down the best of the upcoming matchups. And there's more programming to come, so stay tuned with WWSR being available on the school website, Alexa, or your favorite device. And for those interested, sponsorship slots are available.
All right, we're back here at Claude Combs Field. Senators lead 1-0. We're on the bottom of the second. Getting ready to come up is Mr. Jared Holes, hitting DH tonight. And got some clouds starting to settle in and cover up that sun, but weather's been pretty pleasant, honestly. Earlier in the day and earlier this week, it's just been kind of nasty. Actually, I think this past weekend I had some snow flurries there at my house, and just where we live, early April, it can be quite the roll of the dice on what you're going to get. But hopefully, in about a week and a half or a couple weeks, we're going to be settling into some nice baseball weather and good evenings. So Jared comes on up, and we'll go ahead and get ready to get the bottom of the second kicked off here.
First ball just on the outside corner of the plate. Jared takes a cut at it, but you really got to step into the outside pitches if you're going to draw contact. Just misses off the end of his bat.
Lays down a nice bunt.
Played well by the third baseman for the Cougars. Now coming to the plate, Grayson McCoy, number 10 for the Senators, playing center field. Grayson takes a big cut at the first pitch. Unable to draw any contact with first strike of the inning, or first strike of his at bat. The top of the batting order has been pretty productive all year. You want to see the bottom start to become more consistent because that really makes you a dangerous team if you can get guys on the bases from the top to the bottom of the lineup. Grayson now with the 1-1 count.
Absolutely, so you can start manufacturing some runs when those guys at the top of the lineup that are going to consistently get your hits. You can start to manufacture runs by just getting on base.
Grayson watches a second strike go by him there, count of 1-2. Able to stay alive and battle there. Foul one off just behind, or just in front of us. If you come out to the game, you'll notice some changes here at the stadium. We've done quite a bit of work. Some of it's still in process, but poured some concrete backstop, concrete for some bleachers, but haven't arrived just yet.
Yeah, it looks great. It actually changes the whole feel of the ballpark a little bit. Great job by the West Washington construction classes getting that done. It looks very nice.
Count of 2-2. Ball outside. Gets by the catcher. So makes the count full. Puts the pressure back on the pitcher. The situation where you're at the plate, you feel confident he's going to come to you with a strike. He gets his bat on it. It's chopper to third base. Grayson running hard, but that third baseman has proven to be good defensively and solid. I would say, put the ball in play. Good things are going to happen for you.
He just made two better plays this inning.
First pitch to Dawson, a ball. Dawson, like the rest of the Senators, really can do some damage if he gets on base. He's got some quickness to him, good savvy on the base pass. It's just a matter of getting many of these guys as we can out there to run, because once we start running, we can really move. It's 3-0 count now. Be very selective, if not even be given the take sign.
Like we talked about, base runners get into a pitcher's head. Oh,
Called strike. It's like it caught the outside corner. Dawson looking at a 3-1 count. They call that the hitter's count. See if he brings him something that he's able to hit.
it's a good cut. Just didn't keep his shoulder in that. Needed to keep his shoulder in and drive through on that. It's a good cut, though.
That pitch makes the count full. And we got all the lights lit up out there on the scoreboard. Got 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And Dawson goes down swinging for the 3rd strike and the 3rd out of the inning.
Yeah, we just got a little bit of a little impatience going on with some of our batters, but that's pretty typical this early in the year. They need to work the pitch count to get that guy's pitches up a little bit, strike when the iron's hot, but also at the same time we can't be in too much of a hurry to get a hit. Got to take each at bat and treat it as precious as it is. So at this time we're going to go ahead and go to quick commercial, and then we'll be
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
saying when there's one in our football office. All right, we're back here at Codcombs Field. Senators are getting ready to kick off the 3rd. Tate's really been settling in and pitching well early, giving the Trinity batters a lot to handle. And we would hope that continues. The defense has been very good at backing him up so far in this game.
First pitch, a called strike on the outside corner. Tate's really been pitching with a lot of confidence. You can tell kind of in his pace as well. Oh, inside
and
pitch
the
there.
announcer jinx.
Got him again.
Got him again.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 11, Cole Brewer.
Situation like that, don't even worry about it. Just move on to the next batter, next pitch. It's the best way to continue to kind of compartmentalize that, put it in a box, and put it away. You've pitched a really good game so far. The majority of your pitches have been stellar. You just had one that kind of got away from you there. Nothing to be worried about. Just continue to play.
Got a fresh count. The new batter, number 11, turns to show bunt. Gets the bunt down. A nice looking bunt. Fielded by the catcher. Gets the throw down to first for the force out at 1. Good play by catcher Ian Rosenbaum. But they do advance the runner on the sacrifice. Now batting, number 7, Luke Kumler.
Yeah, the edge of that turf can be a little hairy at times. If you hit it right on the edge, it can kind of projectile that ball. But Ian handles it pretty well. Takes the out at first. And we got 1 out away.
Inside pitch. It's a small miss, but a good-looking pitch, really. You don't want to give him a bunch of meatballs right across the center of the plate. Second pitch swung and fouled out of play. Trinity Lutheran does have a runner on second, threatening here in the third inning. 1-1 count with one out. Kind of a nice looking pitch, very similar to the first one, but this one he caught the corner with it for the second strike. Senators currently lead by a score of 1-0. Good job by Ian Rosenbaum there. That ball was well outside, able to get out there and get in front of it and get his glove on it, and holds the runner on second base. A 2-2 count. Here comes pitch. Just inside. Again, a good looking pitch. Just slightly misses the strike zone there. Makes the count full with one out. Batter calls time. So we reset ourselves.
You know, those corners can be a little tough to get some consistency on. We got it pretty early. You know, maybe just a movement of the glove one way or the other makes it a difference between a strike and a ball. This one's over the outside of the plate, and Ian has to kind of go out to the left to get it, but it crossed the plate as a strike. Making two outs in the third inning here.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 12, Andrew Bell. That's a good looking pitch. A left-handed batter in the box here, so it looked like it caught the outside corner, but called ball. Another good looking pitch. Got to be just off the corner of the plate. Really kind of got to be hard to lay off those pitches, to be honest with you. But makes the count 2-0 with two outs. Brings the ball back in over the plate for strike one on the swing by the Cougar. Nice looking break on that ball. Just didn't break far enough to catch the corner of the plate. Well, they got a 3-1 count with two outs here. Failed to mention that the Cougars are back to the top of their lineup. Brings that ball in to the opposite corner. Puts it right on the inside corner, kind of on the batter's hands. Make the count full.
It's one of the tougher things to do when you're painting the corners, as they say, or painting the edges. It can be an inch or two difference.
Called strike three for the third out of the inning. Nice looking pitch again by Tate Timberlake, pitching with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and you know, you never argue balls are strike as a skipper, but you know, we're not the skipper, so we can maybe have an opinion one way or the other. And since it's the home team, we're going to say some of those were a little questionable. So we're going to go ahead and head to our next commercial break as we are at the middle of the third inning.
Expertise, resources, commitment. At Sullivan Financial, we offer a team approach to financial planning, offering you a broader scope of expertise than you will likely find in any one person. Clients are our main priority, which is why we work to understand your unique circumstances and ultimately create a distinctive plan that provides a roadmap for your financial journey. Located in Mitchell, Indiana, they can be reached at 812-849-2670. That's 812-849-2670.
Welcome back to Claude Combs Field here at West Washington High School. I have another beautiful evening just to be out here and enjoy some baseball, enjoying America's game, as they call it, America's pastime. And we're at the middle of the third as the teams are still warming up. We're at the bottom of our order. number 22, John Holes, will be coming up to get us started. And one of the nice things is, the 9-hole hitter. A lot of times when people think about baseball, they think it as, oh, that's the pitcher, or an easy out at the MLB level. But when we are talking about the high school level, you can have a nice little 9-hole hitter to get on base, because then you have, number 1, number 2, and number 3 coming up. And usually in high school, those guys are your guys that can really rake it and get some hits for you. So it'd be nice to see this guy get on base and us get some momentum with the sticks.
Both Jared and John hit very confidently at Crawford County, so you'll hope to see that continue into this game. Both of them had multiple hits in that game, and were big parts of that victory. Nice cut by John there. Ball slightly outside potentially, but you'd like to see the aggressiveness out of John at the plate.
Absolutely.
Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Outside for second ball. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. High for the third ball. You're looking at a 3-1 count. They're gonna have to bring it to John for him to be tempted to swing at this, but this is a hitter's pitch. Ball high.
Exactly what we like to see out of that number 9 hole. Get that guy on base any way we can. Looks like we got a pinch run situation here.
That's one thing I have noticed. You got a lot of returning players, a lot of guys with some experience, and Coach Ingram will substitute generously. You see a lot of different guys out there subbing into the game, and Alex coming into the game. Alex Williams, number 2, has proven to be pretty speedy out there himself. He's been in many games in these situations. A pickoff move to first, gets back in plenty of time safely.
Yeah, it really speaks to some of the depth that's been built over these last couple of years, and a focus on the youth league and junior high farm systems, that we can have that type of depth to be able to make these substitutions. It just makes us a more dangerous ball club as we continue to grow as a program.
Alex Stills.
Throw was a little bit short there.
Yeah, little Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good word.
Break out the big
there.
vocab. I think if it had been on the money or been able to get out quicker, it might have been a pretty closely contested play, but he's advances safely to second, and Mason now sits with a 1-0 count. Pitch delivered for a high outside ball. Right, count of 2-0. And we got a visit to the mound by the Trinity Lutheran coach.
It's a good time to have a nice little discussion. See Coach over there on the left field baseline, talking to Cox and talking to Williams, and just making sure our strategy is sound here. Hey, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're doing. That's really important when you're talking about high school sports, to be focused on what's the next thing, and being sound on what the strategy is going forward, especially when you're talking baseball and the different scenarios that can come up.
Yeah, the pace of play sometimes can lure you to sleep and not make you pay attention to the details, so it's important to be completely dialed in. Know the situation, know there's no outs, know that you're not forced into running in this circumstance for Alex, because there's no runner on first base, and so you don't want to make any mistakes. This is an opportunity for us to plate some runners in this inning. Another ball outside for ball 3. Mason's looking at a 3-0 count. Sure, he was given the take sign there for a called strike just on the inside corner. Got a move to second. Nice looking play. Kind of got Alex sleeping there for a minute, but again, the throw not in the proper location to get the tag down.
Yeah, it was lucky there that it just, that outfield grass looks like it may be a half-inch too high. Could have been squirted out to center field there.
Yeah, pass ball would have been nice. Our grounds crew does an excellent job, but the weather has not been helpful. Ground ball hit to second baseman. He's thrown out at first, but it does advance the runner to third.
And that's nothing against our grounds crew. That's not me taking a shot at them. Those guys are awesome. I've worked with them, and they do a fantastic job. The fact that this field is in the shape that it's in today after the rain that we've had speaks to how well and how great a job they actually do, because it's in pretty good shape.
Tate Timberlake comes to the plate. We got a runner on third with just one out. We're in a similar situation in the first inning. So we really want to take advantage with the player in scoring position here. In a low-scoring game like this, every run is going to pay dividends in the later innings. Got a pickoff move to third. Keeping Alex honest over there. Gets back safely, calls for time. Get himself dusted off. Uniform. Mom's going to be working extra hard tonight getting these uniforms clean, I tell you.
They are some sharp-looking uniforms, I will say that, though.
Got a high ball.
I know Coach Ingram's a big Dodgers fan, so he likes that Dodger blue.
It does kind of got the Dodger look to it, doesn't it?
It's got the Dodger blue
classic
tint,
Dodger
but
pinstripe.
The pinstripes are classic. There's no doubt about that.
The 2-0 pitch.
Very
Tate
nice
makes
hit.
a nice hit in the gap between just over the outstretched arm of the shortstop. Plates the runner. Helps himself out. Extends the lead to 2-0. Bringing in another courtesy runner for the pitcher. Titan Williams, number 4, checks into the game.
Yeah, one thing is I just have to comment on. I like how our dugout's up and it has a lot of energy and is involved in the ball game. That can really help your guys that are out there on the field just kind of feed off that momentum a little bit. Whew. Had a close one there at first. Titan maybe had a half step too far towards second. About got thrown out. Ian's at the batter's box here. Hopefully he can connect and advance some runners and see what we got.
All of a sudden the pitcher's come alive with pickoff moves. Early in the game we were talking about it. He wasn't holding them on. Now we've seen him make 4 separate pickoff moves in this inning, I believe.
You give up 3 hits and a couple of runs, things start to seep in there a little bit to you as far as worrying about those guys.
Titan gets back easily that time. Got him on his toes now. Not going to catch him sleeping.
They must be worried about Titan's speed, getting to second base here.
Looking to exchange the ball. So Ian's still at the plate. Hasn't had a pitch thrown to him yet, so got a fresh count. Got a runner on first with 1 out. Another pickoff move going to first. Titan getting a lot of action over there. He keeps tempting him. He's not shortening out his lead any at all. Right at the edge of the cut.
You like to see anytime you just get extra pitches. This doesn't go into the official pitch count, but anytime you get that arm getting more throws on it, the better it is.
Titan steals. Gets to second safely. A bit of an awkward slide, but gets the job done.
I think Coach Ingram is seeing that maybe this catcher may struggle just a little bit. Maybe a younger man. We don't have a roster and classes. He may be a freshman. Maybe not have that arm strength right now to make that throw. So Coach is going to take advantage of that completely.
Just the second pitch for Ian Rosenbaum's at bat. Well, he's been in the box for 3 minutes, but it's just a second pitch for a ball, so it's 2-0 count. Had a pretty nice move on this pickoff second earlier.
Oh, right to first.
Ball hit directly to the first baseman. It looked like a nice line drive.
Frozen on a rope right to first. You hate that because you hit it, it sounds good, it looks good coming out. Right to an infielder.
Lane Hofler now up to bat. Got a runner in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. The Senators able to do some damage in the first, scoring 1 run, and again scoring a run here in the third. Like to take the opportunity here to move another runner around. Second baseman and shortstop both hopping in and out. Pitcher steps off for a pickoff move, but
Nobody home.
nobody home to cover the base, so he just holds on to it. Hofler takes a nice looking cut. The second pitch. Unable to draw contact for his first strike for this at bat. Got a 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Pickoff move to second. Second baseman does get there this time. The throw is right on the tag, but Titan gets back in time. Trying to shake off that wet brick dust. Much more conscious about holding the runners on now. Hofler stretches out to reach that one just on the outside corner. Fouls it off out of play.
Yeah, Lane's got quite the range to be able to hit a lot of different types of pitches. It's whether or not he can keep that inside shoulder and drive it. Like that. Get in the gap.
Oh,
Get
the
down.
center fielder covers a lot of ground. A sliding, diving catch. Comes up, shows the ball to the umpire.
It was a nice hit by Lane. It looks like it was going to be what we call a little Texas leaguer, just a little blooper just over the infield and into the outfield. But got to give that guy credit. The center fielder covers a lot of ground, makes a heck of a play, diving catch. And as we transition here to the top of the fourth, we're going to go to a commercial break.
Lynx Clothing and Shoes is proud to support West Washington Senator football and wish them a great season. Stop by and see us for all your school fan gear. We offer a wide variety of tees, hoodies, hats, and more. We also offer custom screen printing and embroidery for your team, business, or event. We are conveniently located on the north side of the Salem Square and have been serving our community for over 15 years. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and on Saturdays, they're 9 to 3. Stop in or call us at 812-883-4154. That's 812-883-4154. Shop local and save.
All right, welcome back. The wind's starting to pick up here. We're at the top of the fourth at Clark Combs Field, and the Senators have a 2-0 lead. Senators currently have 3 hits, and Tate Timberlake has 3 strikes on the night, pitching really well in the early innings when he can find the corners and continue to do what he needs to do.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 3, Nathan Volker. Comes the first pitch, was going to be a strike, but had a check swing as well. Tate is doing a great job of getting work done early, getting ahead in the count, and then staying in control.
Yeah, you got to give his catcher a little love too. It takes 2 to tango. When you got a pitcher that can really kind of do some of the things that Tate can, it's nice to have a guy behind the plate that can frame those pitches for him, particularly on the corners. Ian does an excellent job of doing that for him. He's got to have a little to work with. That one was a little bit outside and a little bit low.
There's 2 straight balls. It makes the count 2-1. Cougars hoping to get something going here. Swung on and fouled out of play. Evens the count up at 2-2. The runners for the Cougars have been few and far between. Only really seriously threatened once in the games thus far. A 2-2 count. Fouls it off again out of play.
Hit solidly to left. It's out of play. Neither of our 3 guys over there could get to it. Just shows how fast Mason Cox is. He comes all the way from shortstop, and he's about the first one to the baseball. But couldn't quite get that one.
Yeah. A good hustle by all 3, though. They all ended up following it all the way to the fence, and it ended up carrying out of play.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed is our guys play hard. They enjoy playing the game, but they play hard, and they love to win. So.
Looking at an even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Timeout called by the hitter. Right in the middle of Tate's windup. That always frustrates you a little bit. Maybe playing a little bit of a psychological game. Ball thrown hard on the inside portion of the plate. Swung and missed for the 3rd strike.
I think the psychological game may have ended up with number 99 being a little upset there and deciding to go with the heat on the inside. Works out well for the
Now
Senators.
batting for the Cougars, number 16, Sage Broughton.
Got a tight ball just inside there. Tate's hit 1 batter already tonight, but again, he likes to work inside and then come back outside on the outside edge or the lower outside corner to really force batters to make a decision.
Good looking pitch. Batter for the Cougars was late on getting the bat around, but draws contact, hits a chopper foul right to the first base coach. Yeah, count of 1-1 with 1 out. Nice looking breaking ball there by Tate. I'm not sure if that was a changeup or a curveball, but definitely some velocity come off there, but a lot of action on that pitch.
Nice inside pitch there. Good frame by the catcher. And Mr. Timberlake is starting to rack up some strikeouts.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 32, Evan Hunt.
This is a big game for us. Trinity's in our sectional. It's a game you like to win as well as you can, and send a message. And Tate's pitching pretty well. Sends one right down the center for a first pitch strike.
You can just see he's really pitching with a lot of confidence. He's had good control, used a multitude of pitches, and kept the Cougar hitters basically on their back foot.
And he's thrown hard. And
Yep.
that's something that can't be under or overstated, I guess. He's thrown hard.
A lot of movement on that ball. Cougar pitcher hitter stands in. That would have been hard for me. I would have been bailing, I think. But it did break at the last second, but it did not break into the strike zone. 2-1 count. Oh, inside pitch. Clips the forearm of the Lutheran batter, and he takes his base. Now batting for the Cougars, number 9, Cowan Gross.
And again, he's been throwing hard, but he's got to make sure he has that balance between throwing hard and control. It comes right back into it. It's a kid that's thrown a lot of pitches over the years, I guess, as a sophomore in high school, but knows that he's got to go right back to get himself centered.
Called second strike. Must have just caught the corner of the plate. Now Tate sits in an advantageous position with a 0-2 count. Has one to waste there. Didn't want to give anything too good to look at.
Yeah, in this situation with 2 outs, he's focused at the guy at the plate. And mainly just throwing pitches to get him out.
That pitch fouled off. Still looking at a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Get a couple balls back in play here. It's a little questionable whether we're going to get this game in today, not because of today's weather, but because of yesterday's. We're able to get things going today. A little extra work on the field. Called strike 3 to end the inning. And the Senators still lead by a score of 2-0.
We're going to go ahead and send it to another commercial break as we transition to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to West Washington Baseball.
At Eddie Gilstrap, our customers are family. Rated in the top 6% nationwide in Ford dealers, we pride ourselves on our no-pressure environment, honesty, and integrity. Come see us today and discover why we're different. Eddie Gilstrap Motors.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Days have always been with live bait.
Welcome back here to Claude Combs Field. We're enjoying the broadcast of West Washington Baseball. I see some smiles down in our dugout. Our guys are enjoying a 2-0 lead here at the bottom of the 4th. Number 11, Clark Nance, our number 5 hitter. Right fielder is going to get us started. Like we were talking about earlier, we're looking to see a little bit of activity. Getting on base. I don't care how you do it. It's a walk, getting hit by a pitch, hitting a single, hitting a home run. It doesn't really matter. We really just want to see that guy advance on the base pass and give that pitcher a little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety to having that guy. We saw it last inning. He gets pretty preoccupied when people are on the bases, and if he's not too careful or gets too preoccupied, he's going to run into a hitter in the box that can start driving in some ribbies, some RBIs for the Senators. So the middle of the lineup, we'd like to see some activity out of them one way or the other as we get started here at the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, we got the 5, 6, 7 hitters up here in the lineup. Clark Nance steps to the plate. First hit was a chopper right up the middle. Clark check swings there. Comes all the way around for first strike for the at-bat. Looked like he kind of got held up on a breaking ball or something.
It's a good
Clark
bunt.
lays down a bunt down first baseline. Attempts to leg it out, but he is thrown out at first. It was a good-looking bunt down the baseline.
We've seen some good bunts, and I think that's something that they've been practicing, and it is a weapon in high school baseball. Force those guys have to come up and field in the short and then make a good throw.
Now batting for the Senators is number 13, the DH, Jared Holes. First pitch swung on, pops it up. Looks like it's going to get out of play. And Jared's going to get another opportunity here at the plate.
You like to see the contact, though, even though that ball went foul. You like to see the contact and continue to make contact with that baseball.
Jared looking at an 0-1 count. Breaking ball missed the plate. Evens the count at 1-1 with 1 out.
Ball fouled off behind to the right. Staying alive, making some good cuts here. See if he can't get a hold of one here. Takes a low strike on the inside corner for strike 3. Got him looking there.
Grayson steps up to the plate. The first pitch outside, gets past the catcher, but no harm, no one on the bases. Grace's first at bat had contact, but I believe he was thrown out at a closely contested play at first base.
Oh, he's the one that laid down another bunt down the third base line there to that third baseman. We tested that guy twice, and I think Coach, we had a bunt down the third base line and a chopper to him. Coach decided to try and go to the first base early in this inning, and the pitcher makes a nice play to first for the first out. But yeah, we'd like to see Grayson get a hold of one here. He's another kid that has some speed on the bases.
Ooh. And a 3-0 pitch. You know you're up there to take it, but and
takes a tight strike on the inside. Takes the outside ball there, advances the runner to first. Now we got a runner on first, a 2-out situation. Let's see what kind of aggression Coach Ingram wants our guys to have on the bases and what he's got planned. And I think the skipper for the Trinity Lutheran Cougars are going to come out and have a discussion about kind of what this situation is going to set up. Again, probably a good call by the skip of them to come out and talk to their pitcher, talk to the catcher, and say this is what we're looking at. What we know West Washington likes to do is pretty aggressive in this situation. So let's make sure we have T's crossed, I's dotted when it comes to what we need to be doing.
yeah, you got to think with Grayson's speed and the youth of the catcher for the Cougars, that he's going to be able to move himself around the bases. I mean, hopefully get him in a position that we can drive him in and pad some runs for us. After the quick visit to the mound with the pitcher, we're back to action.
Got Mr. Gilstrap up here at the plate.
Ball outside. We're still in
Best
first.
throw the catcher's made in this game so far. Hits the shortstop on the other side of the base path. Hits him right in stride, and shortstop's able to put a tag on the runner. Nice play and a good call by the Cougars.
I feel like we must have got a bad jump there or something. It just didn't look like it was going to be as tight as you'd expect with Grayson out there running.
At this time, we're going to go to another commercial break as we're in between innings, getting ready to come back, and we'll be at the top of the fifth with the Senators leading 2-0. You're listening to West Washington Senator Baseball. Welcome back to the baseball game here today at home, the home opener of the Senators. They lead 2-0 at the top of the fifth. Number 5 for the Trinity Cougars is getting ready
Now
to bat.
batting for the Cougars, number 5, Peyton Pollard.
Wind's still blowing. Starting to get some darker clouds out there, but no rain just yet. First pitch is a ball.
Hasn't appeared like either style of batter has bothered Tate one way or the other. He's pitched equally well to left-handers and right-handers. Starts this at bat with 2 balls. You don't have to battle back out of this hole that he's dug. Talked earlier about how he's done a good job in the entire game of getting ahead and staying ahead.
You know, against a lefty, he doesn't want to leave anything out over the plate hanging as a righty versus a lefty. So he may be trying to jam him up by coming inside, and that's kind of affecting some of his control. Like we talked about, this is the only left-handed hitter for the Cougars. He's been pitching against righties all day, so he's gotten into a groove. It kind of can throw you a little bit out of your routine there. But he gets the strike there.
Comes back with another strike on the outside corner. Battles back to make the count full for the first batter of the evening. First batter of the inning, I'm sorry.
Get a hit right at Mr. Cox. Go over to the first. Makes a nice routine play to get the first out of the 5th inning.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 24, Darren Maxey. Yeah, it's nice to have the luxury of a big, long, skilled first baseman.
Absolutely.
Got a good target over there. He can stretch out to make all the catches. Got a good catch radius. You got to love it if you're an infielder.
Tate comes in with the inside strike there. Yeah, and I mean, talking about Lane. Lane's got all kinds of range, and he can jump too. So you put it within anywhere in him. He's got great skills to be able to catch the baseball.
On the second pitch, got him swinging. So again, way ahead in this with this at bat. An 0-2 count. Had one to waste there. Outside pitch. Got a 1-2 count with 1 out. Brings it inside. A lot of mustard on that dog.
Nice, like that.
Yeah.
He
kind of break them all out.
He's got he can get quite the velocity on that baseball.
Woo!
Nice little off speed movement from that curve there. Very nice pitch to get the strikeout.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 11, Cole Brewer. Yeah, he worked that inside corner, put it tight on his hands the pitch prior, and then comes back with a curveball, drops right in the strike zone, gets him looking. Our first pitch strike. Tate's really got his stuff today, looking good on the mound. Kind of had a weird pause in his...
a little bit of hitch in his giddy up there.
A little bit of hitch in his windup. Kind of threw the timing off or something. The ball ends up in the dirt. He's shaking out his left ankle. He looks to be fine, though. That evens the count at 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, chopper to shortstop. Mason fields it cleanly. Nice throw to first. Hopefler stretches, for the third out of the inning.
Yeah, an excellent routine play there. Again, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, if you haven't joined us, the teams that are really good, the teams that are great, the teams that compete for championships are those teams that consistently make the routine plays defensively. Shortstop to first, third to first, whether it's a pop-up in the outfield, whatever it may be. Make it look easy. And there's a lot of baseball teams that struggle to do that. And when you can consistently do that, that's when you go from good to great to championship level. At this time, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. We are at the bottom of the fifth with the Senators leading 2-0. And number
Clooney looks like
I think we're going to have a DH. We're going to have a DH to start us off. We'll fill you in on that when we get back.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
All right, we're back here at Claude Combs Baseball Field here in Camelsburg, Indiana, home of the West Washington Senators. To start out this inning, we are going to have number 25, Caden Clooney, pinch hitting.
First time we've seen Clooney at the plate today. He does have some pop in the bat. I think they like him for that purpose. Sometimes if things get a little stale, you'll see him throw him in the game, see if he can't mix it up a little bit. He's come in to pinch hit for Dawson Gilstrap.
Clooney's a big kid for a sophomore in high school. He's about 6'2", 6'3", probably about 225 pounds, pretty easy. If that type of guy can get around on a baseball, he can get quite a bit of force behind it. Got a low ball in between the catcher's leg. Maybe some fatigue here in the fifth inning starting to set in for Trinity Lutheran's pitcher, who's thrown quite a bit of pitches, has had 3 hits on him, but a couple of walks as well. So you start to wonder about where that arm is in terms of stamina. He makes it 3-1 here in
you
the
got
count.
the start of the season arm issues, and you got the end of the season arm issues.
Yeah, they're a little bit different. Yeah.
You're building up your arm in the beginning of the year, building up your stamina. By the end of the year, you're hoping that you still have some arm left.
And he delivers ball 4 there, sends Clooney to first base. I think coach is going to give him the old pinch run here. Bring number 33 in.
Chase Williams
to run for Clooney. This coach is utilizing his entire bench and dugout here today. Number 22, John Holes, is up to bat, the number 9 hitter and third baseman.
Chase's brother Alex came in earlier in the game, substituted as a courtesy runner, and now his brother's out there doing the same. Both of those players got some action last year and kind of return as sophomores, so it's great to see this opportunity for him to get out there and participate in the game running. Inside pitch mishandled by the catcher, and we had to steal on. Chase easily gets to second base, rounds it, runs into the shortstop, and returns back to second base.
It's just nice to just see, kids fit into a role, and your role can change from early season to mid-season to late season. But it's nice to have kids in different situations. Unfortunately, there's only 9 positions that you can play at once. You play all those kids. We got
nice
a bunt laid
looking
down.
bunt by John.
Just can't make it out. Good effort. Heck of a bunt. Lays right just past the turf batter's box there down the first base line. He does advance the runner, which is always something that's a little bit hidden in baseball. It doesn't get into the stat book, but we continue to put pressure and be 90 feet away from another run here in this game.
Yeah, nice sacrifice bunt to advance the runner. But you put it in play, put it down the line like he did. It's not a given. That's
Right.
going to be a sacrifice. It was a tight contested play at first. Excellent job of getting that bunt down right down the line. It's the second well executed bunt down the first baseline we've seen today. Mason takes the first pitch as a strike. Second one comes in high as a ball. Got a runner on third with one out. That sounds a little familiar.
Yeah.
We want to capitalize on it. Ball just outside.
I do think fatigue's starting to set in. You get this pitcher. He's a little bit all over the place, which puts a lot of stress on a young catcher. When that fatigue starts to set in and balls start to get wild, you really put a lot of stress on the catcher to be able to knock balls down and catch well. 2-1 count here. Make it 3-1.
Throw comes down to third from the catcher. Chase gets back in plenty of time, but I'm not sure he was aware the ball was coming or not.
A little stress from the dugout on that one for him to get back.
Mason moves to the front of the batter's box with a 3-1 count. Takes the ball high.
Runners on the corner here with one out. Tate's hit the ball well today too. He's pitched very well, but he's also hit consistently. Had a real nice stand-up triple to get us started in the game. Made connection with another one in the middle, and has just been really good next to the plate.
Yeah, I'm not
We got a runner.
sure. And they run the typical, you feign like you're going to throw the ball down there to try to throw out the steal to second. But instead, I'm not sure what happened there.
I think they may have intentionally walked there, which is rare to see in high school baseball. But I'm not for sure that this is the guy you want to see in this situation, because he did make great contact on his last one. It just was on a frozen rope to first. If he goes opposite field and finds a gap here, the Senators may score multiple runs with Cox on second.
We've had opportunities in this game to plate runners, and we haven't taken advantage of all of them, but this is the best situation we've been in all game, with bases loaded, with just one out, still right here in the meat of our lineup.
And, Ian's doing the correct thing, being very patient here. He's got 2 balls, no strikes. We have 1 out. There's no reason for him to be in a hurry. If he gets a great pitch, he can make a good hit here. But he just needs to be patient at the plate and take what's given to him.
Looking at a 2-1 count with just 1 out. Bases loaded for the Senators. Excellent opportunity for us here in the 5th to add some insurance runs. 2-0 is not safe for sure. Got a chopper to first base. Kind of mishandled. Doesn't know where to go with the ball. So we end up scoring a run on the error.
Take a run there on an error by the first baseman, I believe. Didn't know where to go. There, within this situation, you just got to get an out. Obviously you want to go to 4, go home, do what you can. But indecisiveness, definitely within the infield, typically leads to the other team scoring runs.
So then we got Jaden Griffith checking in as a courtesy runner for the catcher, Ian Rosenbaum. Looking again at bases loaded with just 1 out. And your number 4 spot hitter, Lane Hofler, up to bat. The most experienced Senator that we've had. Lane has played and started since his freshman year. Seen a lot of pitches, and so you got to feel confident with him at the plate and bases loaded. Nice hit up the middle. unable to turn 2, so you plate the runner, get the sacrifice RBI, and you advance the other 2 runners to second and third.
And it may not be the most flashy thing, the last 2 hits that we got there, but it advances runners, it scores runs, it wins you baseball games. Not always going to be the highlight Sports Center hit or the nice thing like that. It may just be simple, pure baseball. Move the runners, advance them, and score.
Clark Nance up to bat. First at bat hit a chopper and was thrown out. Second at bat had a bunt down the first base line.
We got time on the field here. Skip's going to come out for the Trinity Cougars, have a conversation. Maybe calm his pitcher down. I'm not for sure what the pitching situation. He's going to call in the shortstop to come in and pitch, try and finish this game. Like we talked about, sometimes that fatigue early on in the year just starts to set in, and that ball game can get really out of hand. This ball game is far from being over at 4-0. So maybe this young man can come in and salvage. He's going to get some time to throw some warm-up pitches here. But we're certainly sitting in a situation where Trinity probably doesn't want to be. They probably pitched one of their better pitchers today to face the Senators. As we've mentioned, we're in the same sectional. This is a game you really want to get, and it's just not unfortunate for the Senators, but a situation where fatigue sets in. You start having wild pitches. You don't want it to get too far out of hand too quickly, so you want to try and salvage it here. But the Senators are still in a very advantageous situation with still runners on the bases, and we'll see what Clark can do here. Maybe get a chance for a ribby himself, or
it's also still pressure to come in as the pitcher in this situation under these circumstances. You do come in with 2 outs, which is nice, but you come in also trying to clean up a mess of players on second and third in scoring position, knowing that you're facing the 5th batter in the lineup. Difficult spot to come into. Already coming down as well, coming in with 1 ball to this individual at bat. So tough situation for this
it doesn't
young
have to
Cougar
be
pitcher.
And like we've been talking about, 1 in the gap is all it takes.
Yep.
And number 11 for the Senators
Put the ball in play.
is more than capable of putting this ball in play. He's played a lot of baseball himself, and is a pretty intelligent kid, and knows what situational baseball entails. So I wouldn't be surprised if he can get one here, and kind of keep this momentum hit we have at the bottom of the 5th going.
Good start for this new pitcher that comes in for relief. Hits the outside corner for the first strike. And the 1-1 pitch thrown outside. Definitely got to be concerned too about keeping the ball in front as the catcher. It's a difficult spot to be in for the catcher as well as the pitcher. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on,
nice.
Hit chopper just between the shortstop and second, right over second base. Looks like he's going to plate 2 runs. Nice hit there for Clark Nance. 2 RBI at bat. He's got to feel good about that.
Unofficial stats here, but I think that gives the Senators 5 hits on the night, 6 runs. Clark with that 2 out, 2 RBI. Chopper over the pitcher's head was a very nice scenario for the Senators.
Pickoff move comes to first base. Clark's able to get back. We got Jared Holes up to bat, the DH. Woo!
Kind of lucky that the throw there was off to the left. Clark looked like
he hit the brakes on his way
looked
back.
like he hit the brakes or maybe stumbled a little bit on his way back to the
I didn't
base.
quite make it all the way back to first base.
Got a pop up here. Clark's going to run no matter what. Third baseman, who's been a solid infielder for the Cougars all day, makes that routine catch. Sends us to the top of the sixth with the Senators up 6-0. Tate Timberlake on the bump, pitching a shutout so far. Hopefully we didn't give him the curse there. But we're going to go ahead to commercial, and you're listening to West Washington Senator Baseball.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to ihsaatv.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Good evening and welcome back to Claude Combs Field here at West Washington and Campbellsburg, Indiana, as we start
for the Cougars, number
the top
7,
of the
Luke
sixth.
Kuhnler.
Tate Timberlake in the windup delivers, hit very well, but foul.
Be very impressive if Tate's able to pitch a complete game here, and potentially a shutout. Every time I've mentioned something like that, it's I put the curse on the player or the team. So
The old announcer's jinx. Yes, yes.
Tate
It would
gets
be
ahead there
nice-
with a nice pitch, fouled off out of bounds, out of play for first strike. Well, the Cougar hitter takes an inside pitch off the handle, but just over the third baseman's head for the first hit of the inning.
One of the nice things is that
Now batting for the Cougars, number 12, Andrew Bell.
Tate knows that on Thursday he's going to get rest.
Yeah.
So he knows that this is the game that he needs to kind of finish and complete. So
Yeah, we've watched Tate pitch 5 complete innings thus far, and this is definitely a situation where our team has good pitching depth that hasn't been on display tonight because Tate has owned the mound, and rightfully so. He's pitching excellent. But you go down, there's not much drop off from 1 to 2 to 3. And then we even got some guys that are 4 and 5 guys that are able
got the steal on.
to come in and do a good job on the mound as well.
Got the steal on there. Ian handles a
Wild
pitch to the inside of the batter. Again, this is a lefty. And this just kind of throws Tate's off just a little bit, but Ian delivers it, and Cox actually makes a nice catch, skying for it. And again, Tate comes right back into something and settles right into his pitching motion and routine.
I wouldn't mind
Gets a
seeing a
strike.
pickoff move of our own here. Seven's getting pretty healthy lead over there.
Problem is you gotta be worried when you're pitching from the windup about a buck.
Yep.
And that's another thing that can be an objective thing from the guys in blue and not the Senators. The Blues are affectionately called the umpires in baseball.
Called strike there to even the count at 2-2. Shut the door behind us. We were getting some wind in the back, so
It's much more comfortable in here now.
Yeah.
Which is just a sign that it's early season baseball. It's a little bit chillier the later in the innings you go.
Whew.
Got a pickoff move to second there.
It's a nice looking move. He threw with a lot of heat. If Mason didn't get his glove on that, it might have traveled in the air all the way to center field.
Yeah, number 7 for the Senators. He covers a lot of ground quickly.
2-2 count. You definitely want to lose this at bat. Don't want to lose this at batter. Throws a strike. Nice looking hit in the gap. Mason kind of gets caught bouncing in and out, so he can't quite field that ball in the hole. First time that the Cougars have threatened with runners on first and third. Now batting for the Cougars, number 3, Nathan Volker.
And again, just like you said, Mason got caught going in and out. When you got a base runner on second, you got to keep him honest. When you have a nice little hit like that, usually Mason's covering that. He's sending it to first, and, we have an out on the board. With Tate, he doesn't need to worry about this too much. He's just pitched very, very well. Just needs to settle in, focus at the guy at the plate. Been doing what he's been doing all game, because I think he's got enough still juice in the tank to continue to throw good strikes and get batters out. It's just a situation, and you see Coach Larry Ingram coming out, wise words of a man that's been doing baseball for many years, settles him down and gets him going, and hopefully recentered to finish out this inning.
Batter shows bunt. Make a pickoff move to third, but we're not there to cover. Shows bunt again. Pulls it back for strike.
Strike one.
Strike one.
Ian takes it and throws it. Tries to throw it to second. A little bit short there.
I was trying to catch the runner on third sleeping. You hit that cutoff. The shortstop covers. You make it feign like you're throwing down to second. He cuts it off. And then you look to maybe get the ball back and catch the runner on third sleeping.
A little gamesmanship.
Yeah. Got a strike on a foul tip there. A count of 0-2. I'd like to see him set this batter down. Notch the first strike, or the first out of the inning.
Puts it in play. It's going to take it to first, get the out.
Thought it was going to be called foul, but it's not. They called a hit into the playing field. Sacrifice scores the runner at third. I think it hit his hand, but usually the hand is considered part of the bat. Now batting for the Cougars, number 16, Sage Broughton.
Well, and the first mention of a shutout. The next next three batters, we give up the shutout. So it's 6-1 Senators.
Check swing. Catch him in the rundown. Tags him out. Get him.
We got another potential rundown situation here. This runner gets back to first safely, but we do protect home plate.
In my head, I was hearing like the Keystone Cops.
Oh, yeah.
The ball was a lot of lively action. I didn't even know what to say. He caught the runner on third, trying to steal home on the sack hit. Tate
makes a good decision.
Yeah.
He protects the run. He knows he's been pitching well. Just kind of naturally gets that guy. He had the automatic out, forced out at first, but keeps it 6-1. Tight ball game like that, I say that's the right call. Make it two outs.
Of course.
Especially when you've been pitching so well.
He did what he's been taught, which was to look the runner back at third, and the runner, well, there's no looking him back. He was
3/4 of the way to home plate by that point.
And he just
a nice jump,
runs him down and tags him out, saving that run and getting the second out of the inning. Nice looking throw down to second. Just beats it. It was a good looking play all around. Gets up out of his stance quickly. Just a matter of getting that ball out of your hand.
And it's a long way from behind the plate to that second base. Holy moly. People don't look at it and understand how far it really is. And some of these guys you watch on TV, they make it look super easy, but there's only two of them per squad.
Yeah.
So
and it's really in the time that you possess the ball as much as it is your arm too.
Get it out of the glove and get it going.
As you progress and get older and get stronger, you can short arm that throw. You don't have to reach back as far. That decreases the time, gets out of your hand quicker. people don't realize Ian's played a lot of baseball, but he is just a sophomore, just like the rest of this team. Very young. No seniors on the squad. Another strikeout for Tate Timberlake to end the inning. Excellent pitching. Sorry I said anything about the shutout because I think I put the bad mojo on him.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. You're listening to West Washington Senator Baseball as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
All right, welcome back to West Washington Baseball here at Claude Combs Field in Campbellsburg, Indiana. We are currently at the bottom of the 6th. The Senators lead 6-1 over the Trinity Lutheran Cougars. We've had 5 hits by the Senators. A couple nice looking RBIs, a couple nice well hit balls by the Senators. The bats have been, I would say the bats have been staying hot from Crawford. Yeah. And then Tate Timberlake's pitched so far very well. He has 8 strikeouts. And the defense has made some nice plays. So overall, the Senators are playing well. Obviously, the scoreboard reflects that.
Up to bat, the 7-hitter, Grayson McCoy. First pitch on the outside corner, called strike. We got our 7, 8, 9 hitters up here. Again, if you can get these guys on base and then you come around to the top of your lineup, you can really manufacture some runs. That's why it's so important for the bottom of your lineup to get on, because then you know you got the bats coming right behind them.
Yeah, a lot of times when people look at the lineup, they think, those bottom guys, they're not this, or, they're out there to fill space. That's not the truth. You get those guys on, and, they all have capability and skills of their own. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the starting lineup. Grayson's a fantastic center fielder. One of those guys that makes catches that just you kind of scratch your head and say, how do you do that? Yeah. But he's also a solid at-bat guy and good and solid on the bases. But you're right. We got to get some of these guys on base so we can continue to manufacturing runs. And he's taking a couple of strikes here. Got the count at 2-2. And delivering another pitch.
That was a close one with 2 strikes, not to take a whack at, but was high up in the strike zone, right across the top of the shoulders. Makes the count full at 3-2. Like to see Grayson get on base in any way possible here.
He does. That
Same
hand-eye
pitch.
coordination comes in handy when you're looking at the top of the strike zone. So takes the ball forward at the top of the zone and advances the first. We have Gilstrap, who's another fantastic defender, solid there in the middle infield. McCoy about gets picked off there at first.
Tight play at first. We're either really getting good leads or we're a little slow to get back.
Well, like I said, I think Coach Ingram, and when I say Coach Ingram, Coach Brent Ingram, the younger of the 2 Ingrams on staff, the son, he's pretty aggressive when it comes to running bases and wants the kids to be aggressive. So he may try and pull the reins back a little bit, but Grayson gets a good jump, goes ahead and advances to second.
It's a hard sliding surface today.
It is. It's much more like clay than dirt.
Several times we've seen guys hit the dirt on a slide and just kind of stop.
I stand corrected. Coach is going to stay aggressive no matter what, I think.
Well, when Grayson gets on base, you want to take advantage.
Nice
bunt laid down by number 1, Dawson. Able to run it out and advance the runner.
Excellent. He does have good
execution
speed.
Of a bunt.
That's the first time I've seen that young man play baseball, and honestly, Senators play baseball this year. First time I've seen that man as an athlete, and he's got some wheels to get down that first base line. Made that 90 feet look easy. Runners on the corner here. No outs for the Senators, leading 6-1. Bottom of the sixth.
Got a chorus of backs coming from all the crowd, helping them out. Oh, nice rip. Right in the vacant spot.
Jared Holes puts it right through the shortstop third base gap. Scores a run, advances Dawson Gilstrap to second. We now have runners on first and second, no outs, with the Senators leading 6-1 in the sixth inning. I believe I called John Holes Jared Holes. Please forgive me for that. They are twins, but I should know that based off of their numbers.
It happens. After the game, I've heard the parents get them mixed up. That's in jest. I go by the glasses. You got Clark Kent and Superman.
There you go.
So
we're going to get a timeout on the hill, and I think that they're going to switch pitchers yet again. And looks like they're going to their third baseman, who's been a nice, maybe their third baseman.
12 was playing third, I believe. This might be
one of the outfielders.
Yeah, one of
He's
the outfielders.
He's a tall-looking kid.
Number 16, playing left field, Sage Broughton.
Okay. He's a tall kid. Broughton's a name that is pretty well established in the Trinity Lutheran community. Looks like he's got quite the length to be able to put some velocity on it. How much control does he have?
Now
we'll
on the
see.
mound for the Cougars, number 16, Sage Broughton.
Yeah, you can hear the pop off of the glove here live and in person off of the glove of the catcher. It is going to be all about where the control is and how patient our batters are. And again, the more pitches we get on their number 3 pitcher, the better it is for our Senators. And you can see kind of a little bit of a bounce over here in the dugout by our Senator players, enjoying the music, enjoying the game, and that's what you like to see. That's what high school sports are about. Playing ball, playing a sport, doing something that you love with your friends. And when you get an opportunity like this to play a team like Trinity Lutheran, who is in your sectional, and to be up 6 runs on them this late in the game, that just brings even much more joy to you.
Yeah, you can see with every game, these guys gain a little more confidence, and you just hope it continues to build that way throughout the season. Baseball, length of time isn't a long season, but there's a lot of games crammed into a short period of time. And baseball is a game of numbers. You're not going to stay hot all the time, but you want to keep your confidence up. So when you're performing the way we are in the last couple of games, you just hope they can continue to build on that confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes having that many games is just a byproduct of the weather this time of year.
Yeah,
you're going to get a few games rained out.
Maybe they're just excited because they're not wearing coats.
Yeah. Wild pitch goes over the head of the catcher off to the left. We got Mason Cox up to bat. That advances the runners to second and third. Again, like I said, I think that this guy has a little bit of velocity, can actually pitch, but I'm not for sure how well the control is going to be for the remainder of the game.
Mason's done well for himself at the plate today. I like to see him stay hot. Batter's not even being held on here. Hit to the shortstop, fielded cleanly, thrown out at first, but scores a run.
Makes the lead 8-1 for the Senators.
Even on a routine chopper like that to short, you rarely see Mason get thrown out.
Yeah, he is insanely fast on the bases.
Very good fielding there for the Cougars. Got the ball out of the mitt quickly in order to make that throw to first. But we do play to run. Makes the score 8-1. Tate Timberlake hits a slow chopper to second base. easily filled it, but again, sacrifice brings in a run.
Making it 9-1 for the Senators with 2 outs in the 6th.
You'd love to see that at what potentially could be the Senators' last at bat, an opportunity to add some runs for insurance going into the 7th.
Number 12, Ian Rosenbaum, the catcher, up.
He's a savvy hitter. Sometimes you see your pitchers and your catchers, they can really recognize pitches. They're smart batters. Ian's played a lot of ball just being a sophomore, but played some travel ball growing up. Played some very valuable innings for the Senators over the course of last year. These kids, remember, too, you talk about their youth, they also didn't have a season the year prior to that.
Right.
These sophomores currently, they didn't have their 8th grade junior high season. And then our juniors didn't have their freshman season. So you're looking at a team full of players that only had 2 years of varsity action under their belt. Oh, Ian goes searching on a high pitch.
Takes it to the left
for
field.
him.
Takes it way foul. Yeah, and I think you're starting to see that some of this lost experience is starting to close that gap of not having that 8th grade season, not having that freshman year. That's starting to close. You got a year of varsity of play under your belt. You are still young, right? Your oldest guy's a junior, but you are starting to gain some of the things that you see with veteran ball players as we get
He's going to get down. It does get down.
Popper into the left field.
With a 2-2 count, he reaches for a pitch that's going to be on the outside corner of the plate. Probably just trying to fend that off, but drops just between the third baseman and just between the third baseman and the left fielder.
And one of the things that you definitely see, and that makes me think that, is that these sophomores and juniors, their bodies have changed and gotten stronger, and guys are getting faster, and you see that paying dividends on the diamond. So you have that year of experience mentally where you just kind of can grow within your position, within your multiple positions, because Ian also pitches. He catches. You have guys that play shortstop and pitch. They grow within those positions and start to get that seasoning that you like for the veterans. But they've definitely grown and matured over these last couple of years.
Courtesy runner checks into the game, number 24, Jaden Griffith, for the catcher Ian Rosenbaum. He's going to steal. Oh, almost runs past the bag, but able to get there.
A couple of coaching points there probably he's getting is, number one, don't look where the throw's coming. If you're stealing, just go.
Focus on second base. Let the coaches tell you if you got to get out or not.
Right. Wasted movement can be the difference between being thrown out or being safe by just a split second. Jaden goes again.
Jaden steals again.
He gets down
Nice
easily in the
slide.
third. Easily in the third. He's got some wheels too. They got some guys that
We've
can
got a
run
lot
on
of
this
speed
team.
in this team. When talking about veterans, our most seasoned veteran, Lane Hofler, at the plate now. Called on the check swing. Count of 2-1 with 2 outs. Got another Senator in scoring position here on third base. Jaden Griffith, the freshman. Little hesitant to swing there, behind a little bit. One thing I notice is we are pitchers pitching from a windup with us on third base. So no threat of a pickoff move. Get a good secondary once he starts his windup. Hofler goes down swinging for the third out. And the Senators take the field, which will hopefully be the last at-bat for the Cougars of the game.
Big 6th inning right there for the Senators. Get quite a few runs in insurance-wise. 9-1. Tate Timberlake's going to come out onto the bump to try and finish this one out. At this time, we're going to go to commercial. You're listening to West Washington Baseball.
In 2012, the Washington County Community Foundation began working on its next big initiative, Education Matters. The goal of Education Matters is to increase the educational attainment of adults residing in our county. The initial focus has centered on adults with some college and no degree. With the assistance of scholarships and a peer mentoring program, the foundation began helping adults return to college to complete their degree or obtain a certification in 2013. Realizing that strength lies in numbers, Washington County partnered with Clark, Floyd, Harrison, and Scott counties to create Education Matters Southern Indiana. This initiative continues to build. Lynx Clothing and Shoes carries a wide variety of items from name brand clothing.
All right, we're back here. Sorry about that.
Some high inside heat to start off the inning. Ball one.
Tate's really pitched really well. Yeah. Takes a ball there to start the inning out, top of the 7th.
Bring Tate in here, hoping to throw the complete game. Just being able to work through 7 innings the way he has been impressive. So I hope to see him close it out himself. Swung on the second pitch. Foul. Hofler able to get under it right up against the fence. It's nice whenever you have the fielders backing you up the way we are.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for the defense, they should be patting Timberlake on the back because he's done a lot of work for them
batting
today.
For the Cougars, number 5, Peyton Pollard.
But also at the same time, it's a give and take. When that pitcher gets late in the inning like this, late in the game, he's got to have that defense backing him up, making plays.
Well, if nothing else, these guys coming up to bat have seen you 3 times.
Right, nice thrown strike there. First pitch strike by Tate. But yeah, they've seen you. They kind of have a little bit better of a feel. But we got some good defenders behind the guy on the bump today.
That ball just outside off the corner of the plate. Evens the count at 1-1. As good as the pitching's been, the catching's been excellent too.
Yeah, not a lot of pass balls today. Ian's done a very fine job.
Ball thrown right down the middle. Hit foul out of play. Just over the visitors' dugout. At the conclusion of this game, there will be some innings of JV baseball played. There'll be 3 innings or 1 hour. We will not be covering it here on the live stream, but again, opportunity for some of these guys to get some innings under their belt. So we look forward to watching that as well. The umpire takes one off the shin.
Hazard pay. I think he should be reaching out to A.D. Russell for some hazard pay for taking one off the ankle there.
That evens the count at 3 or not evens. It makes it full 3-2. Nice looking pitch. Cougar batter is able to stay alive by fouling it off. And straight back at us. Still looking at a full count.
It's a good looking pitch, but it's hit well. Jackson Cameron in left field makes a nice play.
Nice job. I thought he was playing in a little too shallow.
Looked like
for
it
that.
might have gone over his head, but hey, you can play an entire game, not get any action, or get one play at you, and you either do your job right or
now batting for the Cougars, number
coach
10,
is in you to
Levi
practice the next day.
Putschmidt.
So Jackson does a nice job there, making a good play. Gives our second out of the inning, top of the 7th.
With 2 outs, we're just looking for another out to end the game.
Little chopper.
Got a chopper to shortstop. Mishandled there. I think that
little indecisive.
Mason
there.
quit charging because he wasn't sure if the third baseman, Jared John Holes, if he was going to field it or not.
In that situation, if the third baseman is going to call off a shortstop, he can't be second guessing at that point.
Yeah.
The shortstop, if it's anywhere within his range of getting that ball, it's his. your shortstop's one of your better infielders, guy that's going to cover a lot of ground, and also Mason's got a great arm. Just a little bit of confusion there, but that's a put it in a mental note.
Teachable moment.
Teachable moment. Talk about it in practice. Work it on it in practice. I know coaches going to continue to work with these guys on fundies, situational ball. There's a reason there's 20 some odd games, because it's a molding game to get to the point that we want to be at the end of the season. Nice heat on that one for strike 2. He still throws with quite a bit of pop for having pitched 7 innings today. Timberlake delivers strike 3.
And that'll be the last pitch of the game for Tate. Timberlake pitches a complete game, an excellent game. How many strikeouts?
Unofficially, I think he's somewhere around 9 to 10 strikeouts for the game.
Excellent job again at the mound.
1 run given up, can only be a couple of hits by the Cougars today. Just comes out, dominates wire to wire on the mound for the Senators. Like I said, we had some nice defensive plays, some nice catches by Lane at first, some stretches. Coxey did a really good job at short today, fielding and getting the ball over there. Clark had a nice catch. The defense was solid when the pitching maybe faltered just a little bit, but it wasn't often that the pitching faltered today. And then again, the bats were hot, the sticks were rolling again from Crawford County into this one for the Senators. I think I had the Senators somewhere around 7 hits. Again, I'm not keeping book up here. I'm doing tally marks, just keeping it somewhat, trying to give you some stats. 7 hits is quite a bit. 7 hits and 9 runs. Again, Clark had a nice 2 RBI hit there, but everything was either a sacrifice, guys laying down good bunts. Probably the biggest hit of the night was early on in the second inning by Tate Timberlake. Gets one up into right center. It catches into a Gulf Stream out here at Senator Field and goes down to the right, just behind the right fielder to start out the second inning, or the bottom of the second inning with a triple, stand-up triple. That's just, we saw quite a bit of good baseball today. It was a lot of action, and things kept involved, and it was a good game. Another win for the Senators, which moves them to 3-1 on the year. I believe that's 1-0 over sectional opponents. They're currently 1-0 in the conference, with their only loss to Pekin, I believe. And Pekin currently is 1-0 in the Mid-Southern Conference, and their Coach Lincoln Jones, has definitely got things going in the right direction over there, and probably going to be one of the better baseball teams in the area, kind of, I would think, early on, just from what early on shows moving forward. But good win for the Senators. They got another game on Thursday night.
Yeah, we played Thursday night here at home against Crothersville.
Thursday night.
So weather permitting, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that we'll be able to play and host the game here on Thursday night. So
and then
join us again on
potentially
WWSR.
Saturday. We're not for sure about Saturday just yet. Maybe Saturday. But, it was fun. Had a good time. I'll probably be back. So, somebody told me that we're the best baseball guys that West Washington has, and I'd have to agree because we're the only ones. So, Keith, this was great. Had a great time for you at home. I hope that you enjoyed the broadcast. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much. If you want to come back, we'll be back on Thursday against Crothersville with a starting pitch time of around 5:30.
5:30 p.m.
5:30 or so.
Yep.
So this is Patrick Burks and Keith Nance signing off of West Washington Baseball and WWSR.